I'm referring to this as as the longest day. Not because of the length of time, just because how hard it is to get through today. What's it take, I mean, to get through today to just have an opportunity to wrestle tomorrow?
You have to wrestle 2 good matches. That's the reality. So it's not that long of a day if you're wrestling well, but it can be a real long day if you catch a loss early, because then you got to wrestle an additional 2 matches afterwards to make it to tomorrow. So the non-winners first round have the longest road back in this tournament. And we have 4 of those guys.
One thing Cole talked about was the challenge with today is if you're fortunate to face 2 guys today, on a positive side, they're both 30-40 match winners. And part of the challenge is you don't see that. You may see a top dog in the Class A's, in sectionals. It's tough to see that twice in one day.
Everybody here is good. And that's the reality. And hopefully the cream rises to the top. And we have 3 guys that are in the semis. Hopefully tomorrow morning they continue that streak, get to the finals, get a finals out of the group, hopefully get a state champ to boot.
You look at last year, you put 6 guys in the semis. Nobody advanced. Today you're cut down. You started with 6, you're cut down to 3. Is the level of wrestling, has the cream risen to the top to catch a program like Shenendehowa?
I don't know it's hard to compare year to year. We brought a good team here this year, and 3 of the guys that are seeded well are in the semis. Last year we had 5 guys seeded well, and they all advanced to the semis. But making it to the semis means nothing if you don't win that next match. So they're a ways away from their goals, and all 3 of those kids that are semifinalists have some pretty lofty goals of expectation for themselves. So I don't know. It's hard to say what the cause and effect is in that regard.
And then how hard's today when, kids stumble, they lose that early match, then they've got to come back later this afternoon, and they may struggle again and face another strong loser, and their year's done. What do you say to them?
No easy. You base it on the individual. It's when it's Kevin Parker, who's only an 8th grader. You say, you know what, you're going to get better. Use this as a motivator. See what it feels like. You don't want to be in that position again. Do what you need to do in the off season to get back to this level. And if you catch a senior in that scenario, it's a whole different can of worms. You want to console them for where they are, because it's a pretty saddening experience, but you hope that they don't end up in that spot. You want your kids to finish with a win, whether it's in the winner's bracket or the loser's bracket. At the end of the weekend, you want them to, their last match, you hope is a win.